Hi class and Rohan. This is my session 8 build, a multi-agent DAG orchestrator. The idea is simple. A planner emits a directed acyclic graph of typed skill nodes. An executor runs every node whose preceders are done and siblings with no dependency between them run in parallel. A critic can sit between a producer and its successor to get the result, and the entire graph is written on disk. So a kill run can resume. One rule carries the whole assignment. The orchestrator is generic and untouched. Everything I added is a YAML entry plus a prompt file. I will prove at the end with git status and the recovery unit test. Let me walk the 5 parts. So what you see here is the terminals. One is, this is my gateway and this is the code. Okay. So what you see is, the smallest possible graph, 2 nodes, planner and formatter, no research, no tools, just the answer. That's the floor of the architecture can produce. Now I'm going to run the query 1 A. So I'm just going to replay this. Node 1 is a planner. Then let's do the node 2 is a researcher. Let's go through this. Node 3 is a distiller. And node 4 is formatter. Query A fetches the Claude Shannon page and pull structured fact. Born 1916, died 2001, plus 3 contributions to information theory. 4 named nodes, each with 1 job instead of 8 iteration for a single loop. Same answers as session 7 with a cleaner trace. Now let's run query I populations. Let's see. Oh, that's my bad. Okay, so planner, then researcher 1, researcher 2, researcher 3. These are all parallel tasks. Then coder, formatter, sandbox. Okay. Query I is the big one, 7 nodes, 3 researcher in parallel, then coder and a sandbox. 53 seconds inside the bound. I will come back and dissect this in part 4. Dissect this in part 4. Now I plan to run query J, which has a graceful failure. Let's run it live. planner. It's okay, it's in the memory. It goes to the planner and then formatter. Two nodes says query J ask for a file that does not exist. I am unable to read the file at non-existent path.txt because the file does not exist, correct? The planner recognizes there is nothing any skill can do and emits a formatter directly with the failure note. No tool is dispatched. It fails fast by planning, which saves the wasted action call. Let us do a live uh, version for the resumable execution. Query K. What you see, I'm going to run this query now and I'm going to terminate it. So let's start this. Oh man, no, it's running it. So it did the planner. Once all the researchers are running, we are going to terminate this. Sorry, this is going to be a little long than what I planned for, but let's see. For Lagos, Cairo, and Kishan. Come on. Oh man, it's completed. I cannot terminate, man. This is bad. Sorry, I was not able to terminate it. Let me try to run it one more time and see if I can. Yeah, it's probably going through the memory part of it. Okay, something happened for the memory, which is fine. So I'm going to terminate it and see from here itself whether it is able to finish it or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and say terminate. And come on, because Control C, Control C. Okay, so let's get it's terminated. Okay. Planner completes. You will see. Okay. Now let's find the process ID. I need to or Control C. Okay, this is fine. So let's see if we found something new SID. I need to find the new session ID. How do I find the session ID? So what you see here is, although the planner was completed, but the researchers, all the three researchers were running, and definitely, the next two were pending. Now we are going to go ahead and resume this, huh? Let's resume this and see whether query this, tells which the fastest growing memory. So see, it has skipped the planner because it was completed and it started from the researcher, correct? So yep, it did the researcher, then the coder, and then formatter, and then the sandbox, correct? And the final answer is, Kinsha is the fastest growing city, this among the three. So this completes the 5 base queries. Now we will run into, parallel fan out. Part 2, a query built for a parallel fan out, 3 genuinely independent subtasks, a population, an elevation, and founding year. So the planner emits, should emit the researchers. I'm expecting 3 researchers. Let's see what happens. Here you go. It emits 3 researchers, all feeding into one formatter. Correct. Now the proof it's actually parallel, the timing file. We can open up the timing file and review that. To continue our conversation, this is the graph.json for this session ID. And if you look at it, things have been executed parallelly. This is the planner, planner got executed in, where is the planner timing, man? So planner came with the plan. It got executed in 4.4 seconds, and then it rolled into the researchers, researcher 1 is Tokyo, researcher 2, it took 16 seconds, researcher 2 is La Paz. La Paz took the maximum time, which is 46 seconds, and then researcher 3 is Cairo. Cairo had 36 seconds. And once, everything is done, it executes the formatter. Formatter takes, R1, R2, basically it takes node 2, node 3, node 4 as an input, which is researcher 1, 2, 3, and, executed in one go. So that's, that's the way parallelism has been done. Part 3 is a critic verdict. I picked up a property the critic can actually verify by reading. Structural completeness. The query asks for a record on lion with 4 required fields, each supported by the source. Arithmetic and symbol counting are the critique blind spot, so I deliberately stayed out of there. This is a pass run, so let's replay this. planner, then goes to researcher, researcher to distiller, distiller to critique, to formatter. Then what is the verdict? So the verdict is pass. First run, researcher, distiller, and then critique gate, all four fields present and supported, gets the verdict pass. The formatter takes its data from the distiller and its green light from the critique and produces the record. France population, founding year, sister cities. Let's do failed recovery, corrected replay. Okay, so planner, retriever, retriever failed. It goes back to planner again, goes to researcher, critique, planner. You see not found, so it has to, then researcher, critique, verdict is fail, goes back to the planner, goes to the researcher, distiller, critique complete, and verdict is pass. And then it goes to the formatter. Two critique fails, two spliced planner recoveries, final pass, corrected answers, correct? So in nutshell, same query, different run, and this time the critique fail. The fail researcher comes back empty, no fields supported, fail. The splice in a planner recovery, the retry comes back with as pores, not a structured record, fail again, another recovery, the third attempt, add a distiller that comes the prose into the structured record the critique wants, and it passes. The formatter then produces the correct answer. The fix that made this work is in the planner prompt, not the orchestrator. A critique only emits a verdict and a rationale. It carries no data. So the formatter has to read its data from the producer and only its gate from the critique. Before that fix, the formatter read the critique and came back with no data. Let's jump on to the section 4, coder, the trust and verify diamond. This is one of 7. Part 4, the coder. This is query I dissected, finding which 2 of 3 populations are closest need precise multi-digit subtraction, exactly what an LLM formatter can't be trusted to do from text. Okay, let's do this. Planner goes to research. Okay. So the coder emits two things, a Python snippet Okay, let's do this. Let's finish this. Researcher, it goes to researcher. This is the second researcher. Current population of London, then current population of Paris, then to Berlin, and then coder. So the coder emits two things, a Python snippet and a plan English summary. Then the graph forks into a diamond. One branch is the formatter. Let's see this. One branch goes to the formatter. It reads the summary and trusts it. And the other branch is, this is also goes to the sandbox executor. Sorry. It takes the code and runs it for real in an isolated subprocess. And they agree to the unit. The formatter answer says the closest pair differ by a million. Where is this differences about? Yeah, timed out for this. The closest difference by 1,804,440. The sandbox runs the actual Python and lands the same integer. That's what we see here, man. Yep, this is the difference, correct? Log to its node state. One branch trusts the model, the other verifies by execution. That grounding is the whole point of the coder. And to be clear, there is no double sandbox here. The sandbox is the coder's single declared successor in YAML, running concurrently with the formatter. It is a design diamond, not an accident. So here is the new skill that I have added, translator. This is the translator. This is the translation.md. This is the skill. We can run this live. Let's run it live because UV run. Part 5, a brand new skill that catalog did not have, a translator. The existing skill covered research, distill, summarize, critique, format, and code. Nothing for the translation. I added it as exactly what the contract allows. A YAML entry, a prompt file, and one line gateway pin, and the skill name in the planner list. Zero changes to the execution. Look at this. Japanese, French, and Arabic. From Japan to French to from Tokyo to Paris to Cairo. All the so it resolve look as you see it resolve each city to its language on its own and fans out three parallel translator nodes: Tokyo to Japanese, Paris to French, Cairo to Arabic. Where is the train? Where is the train station? Comes back in all three, correct? New capabilities, no orchestrator surgery. That's the skill. That's the skills are YAML plus prompts contract holding. So git status. Hold down. And in the end, if we review the architectural contract, this is the git status that I have ran, between the initial version that's provided in the class and after I made the changes, this is what is been revised. Agent config, yeah, code, readme, coder, formatter, planner, translator, agent routing. Right? I have not revised any skills, recovery, sandbox, or persistence. Just worth, bringing it out. So that's the proof that we have maintained the contract, and all main things have been untouched. Okay, awesome. That's comes to the end of the session or the assignment. Thank you so much. Bye now.